Hey everybody, this is Trixty here, and I'm doing a nice comparison between the EVGA Superclock GTX 1080 and the EVGA GTX 1080 classified. They're pretty much the same exact card, the specifications about the same. You got your 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 and bit width of 256 bits and the 10,000 megahertz memory clock, and speed's pretty much the same. Memory bandwidth also the same. So pretty much not going to be much different here. The only thing that's different is the boost clock on both of them. The GTX classified obviously has a better boost clock, so that's what's pretty much going to be in this one here. We'll see. I'm going to run a couple benchmarks. This one, doesn't really matter. I'm not even going to run it twice. So what my initial idea here is to find out if it is necessary, like, to just replace the graphics card and, you know, to hell with all the replacement of other parts. I mean, after all, both of them have an i7, but the classified is on an older i7, and of course the superclock is on the newer PC. Imagine Haven, horrible benchmark. Pretty much all the benchmarks on the classified came out pretty low. I mean, not super low. Every benchmark is way higher than the two GTX 780s that I was using, so that's great. I mean, but these are pretty low. Yeah, not that great. The real question is, will the new build perform better on all those new parts? Or will the better card in the older build work better? Well, let's take a look at that. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, the newer computer is going to perform better, even with the graphics card. Now, mind you, that both cards are pretty much the same, and like just by a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and get into the nice review part of the video. I got myself two Corsair. Freaking forget what the name of these cases are. They're really awesome. They're great. They look great. Originally, the idea was to get one single Cooler Master Cosmos 2 case, and somehow managed to, you know, jimmy all those old parts in there and cut a window that would look something like this into that. I looked at the lead of both cases and I was like, oh, that's not that great. And for the price of that really old case, by the way, it's actually from like 2013 or so, I could actually get two cases and I could put all my stuff in here and not have any issue. And that's what I was thinking, well, that's a great idea. With that came other issues, but originally I was already planning on getting two cases because I needed a computer that could stream my information, which is what was the idea here, is to have zero lag. I know that Elgato has latency when it comes to USB 3.0. It's not that great, but it's the best thing. But the PCIe has pretty much no latency at all, and that's where I was going with that as well. I actually played a few online games off of the PlayStation 3 on the Elgato, streamed directly to the first computer here, and I literally play without the Elgato hooked up to the screen whatsoever, and I almost had no latency at all. I didn't see anything. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I haven't done much gaming streaming, but there's going to be a whole lot more of that. I wanted to have a lot more of that, but mostly there's going to be art stream stuff, lots of art stream stuff. And I have a couple plans with a device that I'm working on. It's one of the reasons why I'm keeping the old build instead of selling it like I was originally planning a long time ago, before, of course, all this came up. But those Elgatos would be real helpful in that, streaming from that device, because it is underpowered device, and live streaming from it at the same time as doing art will cause lag and overheating and all that good shit. And this will change that. I've also done some split screen gaming on both. I haven't been able to do full split screen gaming on both, unfortunately. It cuts it down to a ratio that sucks. I'm gonna figure that part out eventually. I haven't been able to do that. But all comes to worst, I'll just somehow manage to purchase the same game on both of them. And then with that, I can still do a landline game. I haven't done that competition yet, but I'll get around to it. I've still been practicing with it. I go into details on what's inside here, but it's pretty, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you look into the details at the bottom of the page here, you'll see pretty much all the specs on everything that's inside of this case. No point in going into horrendous detail with it. Besides, this is not a review video. So far, with the Formula motherboard from ASUS, I've had a few issues. Primarily with data migration. I've had a huge issue with the SSD that's on board in that M.2 slot. It's supposed to be really, really fast, and it's supposed to increase your boot time. I would say it has decreased. Oh, a birthday cake. Did you see birthday cake? It's supposed to, yeah, boost your boot time. On that new build there, the boot time's horrible. I believe it's probably just the drivers or something, but you would think that there is a mechanical drive in there. I mean, once you get past it though, and you finally get it started up, it works great. But it's really bad. And this one over here, that pretty much that problems SSDs all up together. That I/O drive over there is just horrific. It needs to be replaced. I mean, the capacity is not that great anyway. Speed's really good, but that's probably all I can say about that one right there. It's like, it's really dependable. I have all my games on it, and I play off of that one. But it's not that great. The Samsung is better, is a better drive, and I would say probably any SSD would be just fine doing the same job. As you can tell, both SSDs are the same brand, but it's not the same capacity. The new build needs less because it's not really going to be doing much but doing games. And since both computers can game pretty decently, I mean, it's not that bad. Oh, mind those 3D Mark ratings. They can pretty much game pretty good. Now that ROG board over there is supposed to be RGB all around. Unfortunately, the graphics card is not. It's a solid white color. So that's okay. I like the white. Besides, there's a lot of white accents in there anyway. If you look at the Dominator RAM sticks, there's a lot of white on the power button, reset button over there. That's always white on the board. And of course, the Corsair cooler also has that white logo that is RGB, but I mean, what's the point? But RGB light strips that I also got, they're freaking awesome. I would endorse them if I still had the box. So I don't. I don't know what they are. Mind you, this is not a review video, it's just a comparison between the two. Yeah, it's real nice. Peaceful. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably just jump into some Call of Duty because that's what I've been playing for the last couple months now, and for most of my time it's gone. And surprisingly enough, it's going to be on the previous computer. I mean, I'm not using a new one yet for anything particular. Uh, just installing that GTX 1080 on that motherboard has really improved things a lot. I mean, performance-wise. So when it comes to that question that I asked earlier, is it necessary to upgrade your motherboard or just throw in a new graphics card that's really powerful and see if you can perform as good as a newer computer? I would say, yeah, you could do that. But will you perform as great as a new computer? Probably not. And it's a good example of that right here. I mean, pretty much the same specifications, and I'm not saying that that 24 gigabytes of RAM on the old board is is a is low. I'm not saying that the first motherboard is low in specs. Look forward to seeing my live streams for those who know how to find them. Uh, of my art, up and coming art's gonna be freaking awesome. No crashing gonna happen here today. So, gone are the days of those computer crashes. With these water-cooled PCs, I should not have any issue with overheating again, and there will be no loss of information. It's not happening again. And